Hi, my name is Hava and I am the owner of Raise to Flourish. I'm a holistic pediatric sleep consultant who utilizes responsive, truly gentle methods to support your family to their best sleep. I have extensive training in attachment, developmental psychology, infant mental health, and of course, sleep. I am 2 times certified as an infant sleep educator and a sleep and well-being specialist. My mission is to help parents find sleep solutions within the context of responsive parenting and connected relationships. I am so passionate about helping parents get better sleep without any sort of sleep training. This approach places an emphasis on trusting your own unique instincts as a mother, doing things that feel right for you, as well as trusting yourself to find your unique baby's cues and rhythm. My mission is to help you find sleep solutions through responsive parenting and connection. Our society is filled with ideas and expectations about what normal infant sleep looks like. Many of these expectations are not rooted in reality, however, and just serve to cause new parents anxiety and stress over their baby's sleep. The root of peaceful, confident nighttime parenting lies in understanding what true, biologically normal infant sleep looks like and aligning our expectations accordingly. Babies sleep very different from that of adults. You'll see in your workbook that sleep cycles of infants are very different. Sleep is a biological function. Babies have shorter sleep cycles and wake more frequently. There are excellent reasons why these differences exist between our sleep and our baby's sleep. For example, while adults can meet all of their own needs and self-regulate, babies are incapable of doing both of these processes. For their own survival, they need to be tended to at night. They are designed to wake up easily and sleep less deeply than adults in order to prevent harm or even death. Their stomachs are small, so night feedings are necessary for at least the first year, even to 18 months of life. And they sleep in short cycles of active sleep to aid their own developing brains. So yes, we do need to expect our babies to sleep very differently for their own health. So we know how vital night waking is now from a survival perspective, but it also helps babies signal to caregivers for any unmet needs. It helps them get the nourishment that their tiny tummies needs, it helps their developing brains, and so on. And when babies have all of their needs met, both emotional and physical, and are developmentally ready to sleep through the night, you can be 100% certain that they will do so. But does this mean that consolidated sleep is not necessary? Because this is one of the justifications that we're given by sleep programs and sleep trainers on a regular basis, that we're doing a disservice to our little ones by not helping them to achieve consolidated sleep. But in fact, human beings were biphasic in their sleep until the dawn of artificial lighting. We would sleep for 4 or so hours and then wake for a couple of hours and then sleep again for another block of 4 or so hours. Studies have found, in fact, that if we remove artificial lighting, we gradually move back to biphasic sleep. So no, our little ones do not need consolidated sleep. Quite the contrary, we are biologically wired to wake at night. In fact, what research has actually found is that night waking does not negatively influence the infant's brain development, nor does it negatively influence maternal mood. Studies have actually found that increased night wakings in breastfed babies was not associated with any long-term sleep or behavioral problems. So again, further evidence that consolidated sleep is not necessary for our little ones, and night waking is also not a sign of poor sleep. It is very normal for babies to wake at night for feed, even to 18 months of age and beyond. Babies also do not need to be taught how to sleep or taught to connect sleep cycles. Sleep is an entirely biological function to be supported with healthy habits, responsive parenting, and ultimately understanding that sleep consolidation comes with time and development. Regardless of what you do or what you don't do, your little one will sleep through the night when they are developmentally ready and have all of their needs met. There is no such thing as bad sleep habits, sleep props, or crutches. That is, feeding, rocking, holding, or otherwise soothing your little one to sleep is never the wrong choice and will certainly never be the cause of additional night wakes or sleep problems. Giving your little ones more solids or topping off or switching to formula also will not improve sleep. A large study found that regardless of how infants were fed, aged 6 to 12 months, they still woke the exact same number of times on average. It is also normal if your baby's sleep has periods of longer stretches and more frequent wakes. Baby sleep is not linear. A return to night waking after periods of sleeping through the night is entirely normal. This can continue even throughout the first 2 years of life. Now, this is for a variety of reasons unique to each child. Factors such as growth spurts, teething, discomfort, developmental progressions, cognitive leaps, learning gross motor skills such as crawling, all influence your baby's sleep. These changes are entirely normal, while certainly frustrating, but are not a reflection on you as a caregiver. You have not done anything wrong to cause these increased wakes. These changes are absolutely to be expected, and using that knowledge, align your expectations accordingly and know that they will also improve again in time. Utilize the foundations of sleep and practice self-care to ensure that you are also taking care of yourself and setting your baby up for success. Babies also have variable sleep needs. It is not possible to force sleep when your little one isn't tired or have them sleep more than their body needs. Many popular baby books and methods claim that babies should be sleeping entirely unrealistic amounts. Generally, large population studies find that sleeping 12 hours per night is highly unusual in children under the age of 2. Additionally, the range of total sleep hours in a 24-hour period for babies can range between babies of the same age up to 8 hours. So the range of normal is very, very, very wide. The best way to tell if your baby is getting the sleep that they need is to assess it based on their general state of being. Do they generally seem well rested and content? That is a very good sign that they are getting the sleep that they need. Babies are innately dependent on their caregivers and desire closeness and co-regulation. In many countries, babies and mothers are never expected to separate throughout the day and the night. They sleep on the mother's body or close to her for naps and with the mother in her sleep space at night. It simply makes sense. Our little ones are born entirely defenseless, entirely vulnerable, and very dependent on us. And of course, they have evolved to need us, to thrive when we are close by. There are also so many benefits to having infants sleep close to their caregivers. For example, their parasympathetic nervous system is turned on so that they feel safe. There is no fight, flight, or freeze. They receive multi-sensory input, which helps their developing brain. Oxytocin, the love hormone, which helps promote trust, empathy, and bonding, is stimulated. Their stress response and cortisol levels are regulated. They benefit from emotional contagion, which means that they are influenced by the relaxed or sleeping body of their caregiver and then feel similar feelings. They benefit from the mimicry of breathing and heart rate, and their heart rate is less variable. The brain waves can synchronize between baby and caregivers. Their quiet sleep is increased. All of these significant benefits should not be ignored. So yes, closeness is an important, even essential part of normal, healthy infant sleep. Temperament also plays a huge role in your little one's sleep. It is incredibly normal for babies to need support to fall asleep and sometimes even stay asleep. Most babies need the physical comfort provided by their caregiver so that they can feel relaxed and safe emotionally to allow their bodies to fall asleep. Your baby attaches through the senses in the first year of life, which means that they may feel vulnerable if they cannot see, hear, feel, taste, or smell you. This feeling of alarm or vulnerability can prevent their system from falling asleep easily alone. Additionally, when you feed your baby or practice skin-to-skin contact, oxytocin is released. Again, this makes babies feel good and sleepy. The act of rocking, cuddling, being held, or bouncing is also incredibly soothing to babies. The idea of drowsy but awake will not work for the majority of babies, and anyone who implies otherwise sets parents up for failure and, again, unrealistic expectations. You can get your baby to sleep without putting them into their sleep space, drowsy but awake, or worse yet, awake, and you will never, ever, ever spoil your baby by allowing them to fall asleep in the warmth and comfort and safety of your arms or your presence. A common myth is how a baby falls asleep is how they will expect to be supported back to sleep when they wake during the night. For example, if you bounce or nurse your baby to sleep, they will expect to be bounced or nursed to sleep every wake during the night also, and this will cause more wakes. Fortunately, this is rarely the case. If you have one and only one sleep association in your toolkit for supporting your child to sleep, you may run into trouble. However, most caregivers utilize various methods to support their little ones to sleep. So to summarize, baby sleep is very different to that of adult sleep, and they are innately dependent. Night waking is normal, and sleep is not something to be taught or trained. It is okay to help your baby back to sleep if they wake up and still seem tired, and if it works for you and your little one, it is never a bad habit and certainly not a sleep problem. How your little one goes to sleep does not impact their ability to fall asleep or stay asleep. It is always okay to cuddle your baby as much as you can. In fact, it helps their brain grow. Keep doing the things that you love and change the things that you don't.